Well, now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Ron Garverick Unleashed. I am your host, Ron Garverick. Thank you for joining me today. I got a special guest going to be on the show. He's a wonderful person with a great heart, with a great purpose in life. And I want you to give him a round of applause as soon as he comes on to the show. Hey, guys, don't forget, we have a conference coming up November 10th and 11th, Amarillo, Texas. It is the Bomb City, get this, the Bomb City Leadership Growth Conference. It is going to be phenomenal. If you have the opportunity, please show up. Please give the support. If you need to be lifted up, you need encouragement, you need a way to get to the next level in life. This is not just for automotive people. I've had that question asked plenty of times. Hey, is this for automotive people? No, it's for entrepreneurs. It is for people in business. It's people that are down on their luck. It's people that have hit rock bottom and need to find a purpose in life. We're going to talk about leadership, how to lead and not manage. We're going to talk about self-discipline, how to get yourself to the next level through self-discipline. I learned a lot about that when I was in the military. When I was in the Army, I had to learn self-discipline, self-confidence. There's a lot of us out there today that don't have the confidence to get to the next level, level in our life. Now, this is an opportunity for you to show up and develop your aspect in life, how you can get to the next level. And another topic we're going to talk about is living in a financial freedom, having a financial plan, not a monthly budget. So many of us right now are living on a monthly budget, and it's hurting us. And it's hurting us because we work paycheck to paycheck and we don't know what's going to happen. We don't have anything saved up. We're going to talk about having a financial plan. And last but not least, the title of my book, Finding the Real You. Amazon bestseller book. Within 48 hours, I was number one on Amazon bestseller, or on Amazon. You got to check this out. The book explains my life, where I came from, how I lived, how I overcame every objection, every obstacle to get to where I am today. This is a phenomenal book. If you haven't picked it up yet, you can buy it on Amazon or check it out on my websites at rongarverick.com or theautomotivearchitect.com. Check it out, buy it. If you go into my website, buy it there. I will autograph it to you and mail it to you personally. But check it out. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a great opportunity to just be better. And tickets are on sale right now. Don't forget. And just go out there and support yourself.
Amarillo, Texas, November 10th and 11th. Ron Garverick Unleashed. Street Volkswagen and Automotive Architect Academy presents Bomb City Leadership Growth Conference. Hear from some of the best entrepreneurs in the world. Learn about leadership, self-confidence, having a positive mindset, marketing yourself, self-discipline, finding the real you. Bomb City Leadership Growth Conference is brought to you by Ron Garverick, Amazon best-selling author of the book, Finding the Real You. Don't miss hearing speakers such as Roy Davila, Duran Cage, Tawny Lee, John Lucky Luciano, Brad Blazer, Aubrey McKinley, and Ron Garverick. This November 10th and 11th in Amarillo, Texas. Contact Ron Garverick for more details at rongarverickspeaker@gmail.com or rongarverick.com.
Discover your daily deal at the dating site for automobiles, streetvw.com. Here's General Manager John Luciano.
You can save thousands on this showstopper, the revved-up Volkswagen Atlas Crossport, or get ultra-low monthly payments on all new and used vehicles, like on the Volkswagen Atlas. And remember, many Volkswagen vehicles are famous for outstanding fuel economy.
And meet the Volkswagen ID4. This affordable electric SUV is going to change everything. Hurry and discover your daily deal now at streetvw.com. Street Volkswagen of Amarillo, 5000 South Sonsi.
Listen up. Listen up. Are you ready to get your cage rattled? Are you ready to reach the next level of success? Are you ready to learn how to make money and live a financial freedom life and not a monthly budget? Do you want to open your mind to a positive mindset? Do you want to learn more, be more, and achieve more? Do you need help finding the real you? Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. You're listening to Ron Garverick, Unleashed.
Hey, Ron, I can't hear you right now. So that
Okay,
introduction.
there we go.
There we go.
There we go. Well, nobody heard what I had to say about you. Okay, we'll go back.
Okay. All right.
Now, is it Philip Dees or Philip Diaz?
D's.
Okay, Phillip Dees has been making disciples since he was the age of 18. His greatest joy continues to seeing people's lives transformed by the truth of God's word and in turning watching them become world changers. A nationally recognized high school football player, Philip was recruited to play quarterback at the University of North Carolina, go Tar Heels, and later transferred to Louisiana Tech University. Now, after a career ending injury, Phillips has spent the past couple of decades coaching football and working in multiple ministry positions. Now, Philip is a John Maxwell certified speaker, trainer, and coach, helping others develop their skills, leadership, character in order to expand their influence, and and it has been his passion. He conducts leadership training on a regular basis for leaders and their teams in the business and nonprofit profit sector. His background as a championship athlete and coach allows him to bring energy and enthusiasm to any environment as he inspires individuals to maximize their potential life and live their best life. Now, in 2004, he married his wife, Destiny. Together, they took over the leadership of North Point Community Church in Bossier City, Louisiana. Their mission as a couple and as a church is to create Christ centered, culture changing community. Wow, that's a great resume, Philip. That's phenomenal, man. I am so happy to have you on to the show. And our past met, and I believe it was on Facebook
Yeah.
that our past met. And I was looking for guests. I'm looking for people that can inspire, can motivate, can uplift people. And I think it was God's plan to send you to me today to say, hey, let's get your story out there. Let's get you involved with my community, my people, so we can share a story. So I read your biography, but tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, Ron, I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your show and to have the opportunity to inspire and encourage your audience today. I love, man, I love the title of your book, Finding the Real You, and I think we need so much more of that in the world today. My story is I grew up as an athlete playing all kinds of sports. Was fortunate enough to have some success in high school and opportunity to play at the University of North Carolina, play quarterback, and so that was kind of my upbringing. I ended up having a back surgery, injured my back, had back surgery, which kind of ended my playing career, and then that kind of started my coaching career. So you sometimes you have those kind of blessings in disguises, if you would. And so I kind of finished out my time as a student, as kind of a student assistant coach. Started helping with the quarterbacks and really got me into coaching. Coached college football for a couple years before I came back to Louisiana. Was able to coach football at my alma mater, and then also be on staff at a church. And so that kind of started my football coaching and ministry life there, and just really stayed on that track. Coached football up until 2016, and when I kind of got out of that, and then kind of got into the executive coaching business, and have been doing that ever since. And so that's kind of been my journey. But coaching is a huge part of that. Coaching and winning championships and helping people win. The interesting thing that a lot of people a lot of former athletes go into coaching because it's kind of all that they've known, and they're really trying to like hold on to their past, honestly. Like they're just trying to relive their old stories, right? They're trying to hang on to what they once had. And what I discovered for me is that coaching was actually more satisfying and more fulfilling than even playing was. So helping my quarterback throw touchdowns and win championships was more fulfilling than when I was throwing touchdowns and I was winning state championships. So I really kind of came into this thing and like realizing, man, my fulfillment as a person is maximized when I'm helping other people reach their dreams and fulfill their purpose on the earth. And so it was a great learning moment for me and realizing this is what I want to spend the rest of my life doing, helping people maximize their potential and optimize their life. And that's kind of got me to where I am today.
And the funny thing is, I always had a passion for coaching. I always had a passion for taking people in and letting them learn what I learned from the great coaching staff that I had when I played football. And the funny thing is, I went to college. I decided, okay, maybe I want to get into psychology, get into the mind of the sport, get into everybody's mind to convince them that they're better than others, or not better than others, but better than what they think they are.
Yeah.
And but going through school, it was just I couldn't understand why I took all those classes in high school and I had to retake them in college. I just wanted to get into the profession that I wanted to go at, and one of them was coaching football. I was so inspired by these individuals, these coaches that I thought were like gods because of what we were doing on the field. I couldn't understand how we we can make this play happen. Now, gr- granted, when I started playing, we had 6'7", 400-pound linemen. By the time I started playing, we had 5'10", 185-pound linemen. And what I couldn't understand was how can we, as a team, as a lineman, get on the line and push 400 pounders out of the way so our running back can run through the gaps and score a touchdown. And my coach said, it's not how big you are, it's how fast you are. Why do
Mm,
you think I put linemen on the track during track
mm,
season? Why do you think I make linemen run 100-meter dashes? Why do you think that I put them on relays? Because I want them to be quick. Now, the funny thing is seeing linemen doing aerobics. He hired an aerobics coach to come to our weight room and teach us aerobics, to teach us footwork. So the funny thing is about the whole concept of coaching. My wife is a coach. My wife is a girls wrestling coach. This lady hadn't played any sport in junior high or high school. Sh- What she knew about coaching was what I was doing with youth football, with youth wrestling, and s- molding her boys to be great athletes. And so when she became a teacher and they allowed girls coaching to come in, I mean, girls wrestling to come in, they asked her, "Will you be a coach?" And she's like, I, I guess. And so she had to go and recruit young women in the junior high school to come out and wrestle. She recruited 29 girls, and the day wrestling practice started, over 100 showed up.
Wow.
And so she's getting to watch the first set of girls that came to junior high wrestle in high school and wrestle in state for a state championship. So it's funny how God works in mysterious ways. I wanted to become a coach. She's a coach. But in other aspects, God has other plans for me to become a coach in other avenues of my life. And so
Yes.
that's what you're doing right now. Also, you're John Maxwell, certified trainer. That's phenomenal. I got plenty of John Maxwell books that I study, that I read and read over again, because I think he has a message, and I think his message is loud and clear: to serve others. You serve others, not just in sports, not just in life, but in your church. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, and so I started in ministry as a youth pastor, and and then just have kind of always been in that world. We took over a church in 2013, me and my wife, here in Louisiana. We took over a church of about 100 people, and we're able to to grow that church to over 1,000 people on Sunday mornings. And so we've been able to see God do a lot of awesome things. And the interesting thing is that our church community, they the ones that have been around for a while, the ones that just walk in, they think, oh, if you're the leader, then you're the pastor, and so we call you pastor. But the ones that have been around for a while, they all call me coach, because it really is who I am. I'm a coach, whether it's Sunday morning, whether it's Monday afternoon, whether it's whether it's Thursday night. I'm a coach all the time, and I'm doing everything I can. And really, when I say coach, what the way that I really break that down is a coach in life, or a coach on the field, or even a coach in ministry. What you're really trying to do is instruct and inspire people, and so you want to give instruction, and you want to give that inspiration, and it's that duo that's so powerful whenever you can put good practical instruction with some real motivation and inspiration, and you marry those two things together. What you can get is some really great results in business, in your marriage, in your life, in your spiritual life, whatever that is. And so that's what I always try to bring to every day, no matter if it's in the a corporate boardroom or a pulpit. That's what I'm trying to bring. And when you marry those two things together, I think that's where you really get the results that you're wanting.
That is incredible. Now, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. So, when did you decide to do the ministry? Have you always been going to church all your life as a kid?
Yeah, so I grew up in church. Both of my parents were Christians. I grew up in church, and at 18 years old is when I was a senior in high school, when I really started ministry. So when I really preached my first sermon, and then whenever I went to college, I started a Bible study for my teammates, and saw that grow, and man, had other people coming in, and just some really great things happen during my college, and then getting out of college, and just continuing on that track. And so ever since I was 18 years old, I've been preaching and teaching the Bible.
Man, and everybody knows my story if you've read my book, on how, you know, I went to church, but the way they sold it to me was, as a child, the way they sold it to me is, hey, you're going to get a snack if you go to church. Hey, you're going to get a toy if you go to church. So I really didn't listen to the messages that the youth pastor was trying to teach, or the preacher was trying to teach on stage. It was just, I'm here. It gets me out of doing chores, so whatever. But I always I always believed in God, but I didn't know God. I didn't really have an opportunity to understand what his purpose was. And so gradually growing, getting older and whatnot, my father passed away in 1999, and I couldn't understand why this person took God away from me.
Mm.
And so I decided to be mad at him. And I was mad for a long time. And then my grandmother passed away a couple of years later. Then I got married and got a divorce. So I was like, this man is not giving me anything. This
Wow.
He's taking away, and I really haven't done anything to deserve it.
Mm.
And what happened later on, I mean, I I had I fell in hard times. I lost my job. I lost my car. I lost my license. I had 2 DUIs. I hit rock bottom living with my mother in an
Wow.
one bedroom apartment with a hot water heater that was broken, and the landlord didn't want to fix it. And I just said, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done fighting with you. I'm done. Whatever you're trying to do to punish me, just get it over with. I'm tired of living like this. And 2008, I met a woman, which is now my wife, and she said, "The life you're living is not acceptable. Change your life."
Mm.
And just gradually throughout my life with her, I've accepted God, and I talk to him on a regular basis, and I ask for his guidance, and I ask for his leadership and his direction. And I've been so blessed on everything that I have now than I've ever had before, because I accepted him back in my life. And one
Mm.
thing I heard from Les Brown, he said, I believe it was Les Brown, he said, no, it was Steve Harvey. He goes, let go and let God.
Mm. Yeah.
Let go of trying to live your life, and let God take you on this journey. Let God
Yes.
take you to your final destination. And ever since I've done that, I've been blessed. Like I said, God told me to do this conference in November. Woke up last Tuesday, uh, and all of a sudden I heard a voice say, "You need to do a leadership conference." And I've been blessed ever since. Got 12 speakers coming. Everybody's doing it voluntarily because of the movement, the message, and the purpose, and it's all God's willing. So anybody out there that's watching this and doesn't allow God in their life just yet, do it. I don't go to church every Sunday, but I do believe in God. I do read the Bible. I do sit back and take in what He's given me, because I wouldn't be where I am today without it. And
Mm.
so I bless everybody out there that has found God again and has taken this journey wherever He's sending you. So, Philip, man, I mean, it's meant to be. It was meant for you to contact me, or I contacted you, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah,
did.
Scott. Scott said, "Hey, this is the
Yeah.
guy you need to talk to," and so I thank Scott for that. But
Well, Ron, I just want to say I love the word that you use there in terms of journey, because I think whenever people just take a time out and realize that's really what we're talking about. This is a journey. This is not a performance show. This is not the pursuit of perfection. No, we're on a journey. Anytime you go on a journey, there's going to be hills to climb and valleys to walk through, and there's going to be rainy days, and there's going to be sunny days, and there's going to be good days, and there's going to be tough days, and there's going to be days of plenty, and there's going to be some days of lack. And whenever we see it in terms of this journey, it really kind of puts people at ease to go, okay, like, man, I'm having a tough time right now. That doesn't doesn't mean that like that there's something wrong with me or like I'm doing okay. No, it's like, okay, that's okay. Cause it's a journey and it might be really hard, but it's not going to always be hard, right? Like the sun's going to come up, right? There's going to be the dawn of the next day. It might be dark right now, but if I just hang on and stay persistent and keep moving forward, because it really is a journey. And I think that people can find encouragement in that, because whenever we're just faithful to just keep getting up and stay on the journey, that's the way we really get to the other side of difficulty, the other side of our problems, and that's really the way that we get to the best side and the
Right.
best version of ourselves and our very best future. And so just to stay engaged in the journey. And so I just say thank you for sharing your story, and putting your story out there and letting people know that this is a journey, and that they can make it.
So you got people like myself and others out there that had to reinvent themselves, had to find out who they really are, and that was the funny thing about the book Finding the Real You, because for a while there I was trying to find a title that would fit my story, and then when I was talking to my publisher, I was like, I talked to my team today, and they just had this scared look on their face on letting the true person out. And I
Mm,
said, for so long, when you and I were a child and we wanted something and we asked our parents, can we have a piece of candy? Can we have an extra cookie? Hey, can we go to the city pool? And we heard the word no. What was the next reaction out of our mouths? Why?
yeah.
And so when we would ask why, the next comment that would come out of our parents' mouth was, I told you so.
Right.
Because you don't need to go. Because I have things for you to do. So we've been told for so long, no, 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 no. So we accept the word no. And we don't even attempt to say why because we know the next thing is going to come out of the individual's mouth. So in car sales, when you spend 2 or 3 or 4 hours with a customer, give them all the information that they want. And then when you ask for their business, they say, no, I need to talk to my wife. I need to talk, think about it. I need to pray about it. We never ask why. And I said, you need to bring that person out in life. When things don't go your way, you don't ask why. You just accept
Mm,
it. But then you complain about the
wow.
situation. Just like you don't ask the customer why the customer leaves, and you complain that you worked with them for 3 hours, showed them 5 different vehicles, showed them numbers, and they said, "Okay, well, let me think about it," and they walk away. I said, "You need to bring that little boy, that little girl, bring them back out, bring
Mm,
them back to the surface. Whatever negativity ever happened in your life, any drama, any bad things that you develop in your life, you need to bring that little boy, bring that little girl out, and you need to ask the question, why? Why am I told no? Why am I told I can't amount to anything? Why am I told that I'll never become anything in my life? Why? And accept the answer back. Don't let someone's opinion of you become your reality. And when I was talking to my team about this, I had a lady in the back bawling. She was crying. I was like standing up in front of the team, and I'm like, "Oh boy, I just done it today. I just made someone cry." And I don't handle crying very well. And I was like, "Oh shoot, what do I do?" And after the meeting was done and they walked out, she came up to me and she said, "Ron, I just got a subpoena to go back to Hawaii because I witnessed the murder 12 years ago, and they finally found the guy, and now they're making me come back." And she goes, now I'm bringing that little girl back. That little girl is coming back." And I said, "Do not let this determine your reality.
mm,
Face it full force. Become the person you are meant to be. Do not let this bring you down. You're a better person than that. You have lived a life through God through these last 12 years. He's with you. He's backing you up. He will always be with you. And she went and done it. 6 months later, she went and done it. She came back and she is 120% a better person because she faced
Wow.
the little girl and said, I don't have to do this. I don't have to be who people think I am. I don't have to be uh, looked at like I was that person back in the day. I'm a new person. I'm a new human being and I amount to something. So,
Mm.
you know, it is so funny how people these days, they still have that little boy, that little girl hiding and they
Yeah.
don't bring it out. And
Yeah.
so that's my purpose is to bring the true person out, who
Mm.
they were meant to be for so long, who they needed to become because you know who Ed Milet is, right?
Oh yeah.
Ed Milet said, God knows from the day you were born to the day you die. He has a purpose for your life. He has a destination that he wants you to go down. That and you in talking about Ed, Ed said, when I die, I want to go to heaven and meet the person that God planned me to be.
Mm.
And I hope when I meet the person that God planned me to be, that I'm looking in the mirror and I become that man that God had planned
Mm.
for me to be. So by hearing that message and hearing what Ed said, I was like, I need to share that message with my team. I need to share that and say, you know what? I want you when you go to heaven to see the person that God meant you to be, and you reflect back and going, I did what He wanted me to do, instead of looking at this person and go, man, he is a complete stranger.
Mhm.
Hi, my name is Ron Garverick.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
supposed to be you, but I chose a different route. That is, and that hit me hard. I was like, that's right. That's what I want to do. So you know, with your purpose and with what you do in your life, what things did you have to overcome to be who you are today? The
Yeah.
Philip Dees who you are today.
Yeah, I think what you're saying. It's so right on, Ron. And that's what when I was 19 years old, I was a freshman in college, and I read John Maxwell's book, the first leadership book that he actually wrote, "Developing the Leader Within You." And honestly, I read it. I wasn't a big reader, 19 years old. Somebody had given it to me for a high school graduation gift. And so like it just kind of got stuck into the things that I took with me to college. And I was just bored in my dorm room. And I was like, all right, at this time, I mean, like I said, this is John Maxwell's first book. I think he wrote it in 1994, and I'm reading it like in 96, 97. And so like it's like, I mean, it's just only been out for a couple years, and
Right.
John Maxwell then wasn't who he is now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, who's this John Maxwell guy? So I'm reading this book, and then he starts talking about lifting the lid of leadership on your life, and it just increased my understanding of like, you mean like I can make changes? Like I'm not stuck with who I am. Like I'm not just hardwired this way and like I'm going to be this way forever. And what I'm good at, I'll always be good at. What I'm not good at, I'm never going to be good at. Like I can actually change. I can develop. I can grow. I can lift the lid in my life. And I remember at 19 years old reading that, and this whole other world opened up to me that like, oh my good, like things really can change. I really can be different. The rest of my life can be different than the first part of my life. Like, oh my goodness. I mean, I remember so vividly having this deep thought, this real epiphany at 19 years old. And then for me, it started a real leadership journey. I mean, a real personal growth journey of realizing, well, okay, man, if this is possible, then there's some things that I need to know. There's some changes that I need to make to really make that happen and to make that possible. And one of the quotes that I came across in the last several years that really impacted me was this quote that says, "Every sunset is an opportunity for reset." meaning that every day is an opportunity to start a brand new day. Every sunset, you have a brand new tomorrow. Tomorrow can be the new beginning that you want and that you desire. And I think that fitting right along with what you just said, there can be a moment when we decide that we are going to make changes. That tomorrow really is going to be a brand new day. That I'm leaving that old stuff behind, and I'm going to start creating new habits and new routines and new mindsets and new attitudes that are going to take me in a brand new direction. And that's really, that's really what it comes down to. Like, what destination do you want in your life? Well, if you're not moving towards that destination, then it's not that you just have a destination problem because you know where you want to go. You just have a direction problem,
Right.
right? Which really means we have an action problem because we're not doing the right things that are putting us in that right direction, which really means we have an attitude problem. We have a way of thinking and being and feeling that's not allowing the right actions to come out of our lives, right? And so if I'm not moving towards the destination that I want, I've just got to change some things on the inside. I got to
Right.
change that attitude. I got to change the way that I think and change the way that I feel. And therefore, it's going to change the actions and the direction of my life so that I can start moving in that right direction. It's going to take me to the destination, as you said a moment ago with Ed Milet, right? It's going to take me to that destination, my ultimate destination when I get to heaven, that I have fulfilled and maximized everything in this life, that I really am who I was put on this earth to be. And so that's a very big picture, but it really just starts with, how do I show up every day? And if I don't like the way that I've been showing up, guess what? I can show up different today. I can show up different tomorrow. It's possible for each and every one of us.
And the funny thing is, you were saying to get to your destination. I did a YouTube video on, you have two sets of roads. You have the paved road that everybody wants to go on. It's a paved road. It's a shorter road, and then you have the gravel road, the dirt road, the long, winding, takes forever kind of road. And when you ask individuals which road, you don't know how what the distance is to both of them. Which road would you take? And the majority of the vote would go in the paved road, the short road. But they don't understand the obstacles that they have to go through to get there. There'll be roadblocks, there will be dead ends, there will be places that will take them through hell and back. And then you have the gravel road, the long winding road. And people don't want to go down that road because they don't want to, they want everything now. And I was the kind of person that I'm a now person. I want everything now. I want to be a millionaire now. I want to be successful now. I want, a beautiful wife now. And I'm 44 years old and I'm still going down that gravel road because I know that God gave us two roads and he told us to pick and choose. And I went down the gravel road and I was running through roadblocks. Now I had to do a U-turn and come back to to the starting point so I could go down the gravel road because that's where he wants me to go.
Yeah.
He didn't have a paved road. He didn't have a paved road to get to where he needed to be.
Right.
He had that gravel road. Why should I go down a paved road and think I'm better than him when I can go down the same road and follow his footsteps and get to where he chose for me to be? So
Yeah.
the and I'm no preacher and don't get me confused, but I've been told, "Hey, Ron, you need to be a preacher," but it it's the life I lived. I mean, I remember laying in the middle of a street, drunk off my rear end, saying, "Take me now,"
Mm,
and being lifted up, put into bed, and waking up the next morning with the worst hangover headache in the world, saying, "I am done. I am done. I'm going down this other path." And so I'm a living proof that it can be done. I'm a living proof that things happen for a reason. And God has taken me on this journey. And that's why in November that it's pay it forward to others. It is
mm,
for the people, by the people, to share knowledge, share value, so people can get an ROI, a return on an investment on make. I'm not doing it for a profit. I'm not going, okay, I'm selling my tickets for $5,000. I hope I get X amount of people so I can live a luxurious life. No, it's more of you get more value if you pay a certain amount instead of coming for free. Because if you just come for free, you're not gonna uh, obtain anything. But if you pay a short fee to listen to like-minded individuals, you're going to get a lot of return on investment on
Yeah.
what you're paying to listen for, and the content, the people that I've chose, the people that God told me, yes, they need to be on stage. That is a great opportunity. But your life is such an amazing. I mean, a Tar Heel to in Louisiana Tech. That's where one of the Duck Dynasty, the dad
Yeah.
played, right? And
That's right.
Terry
Uh-huh.
Bradshaw played there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you're right there in in the ranks of Terry Bradshaw. The
Yeah.
beard, the no hair.
Yeah. That's right.
But I love what you're doing, and I have friends in Louisiana, and they always talk about on Facebook they'd like to find a new church to go to. I don't know how close you are to Baton Rouge, but um, it's I got great friends there, military friends and friends that I grew up in my hometown.
Yeah.
But if you had a message to relay to my audience that will impact them, what would that one message be so they can look at and go, I never thought of that. I'm glad that Philip said that. What would that one message be?
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I heard a long time ago that's really impacted me is this idea of do something today that your future self will thank you for. And whenever you really think about that, what that is, it's that whole idea of what you just really spoke on is what kind of got me thinking about it, of like, wanting it now, wanting it fast. And sometimes that fast it can be a trap, right? Wanting it now, it's a
Yeah,
trap. And whenever you realize it, kind of going back to our earlier conversation about the journey, right? About this is a process. It's one of the things that we always talk about in athletics. There's a process to progress.
yeah,
Everybody wants to be strong, but you got to get in the gym, work the whole off season to be strong, right? There's a process to the progress that you want to see. And so what you have to do is to train yourself to do what you need to do today so that your future self will thank you for the decisions that you made today, right? You got to put your hands on the plow long before the harvest, right? Like you got to break up the ground. You got to plant the seed knowing that there is going to be a harvest. So it's like this idea of persistence and patience working together. I have to do what I know I need to do today, understanding that the harvest is going to be a long way off, but I got to be persistent to do what I need to do today, and patient knowing that that benefit or that harvest is coming in our life. And so that's what I want to, I want to do something today, and it can be little things. People think big, and oh man, the glitz, the glamour, what's going to make me uber successful. But it could be just like, okay, I'm just going to write in my journal today. And I'm telling you, if you just do these little things, man, your future self is going to thank you for that 5 minutes of reflection. It's going to thank you for that 5 minutes of gratitude. It's going to thank you for reading a chapter of that book, of having a moment of prayer and meditation. It's going you reaching out to somebody, thanking them for what they've done for you. Like your future self is going to be thankful for that. And so just do something today. What is one thing that you could do today that your future self will thank you for? It was a really life-changing advice for me when I began to view everything through that lens of like, what is my future self going to think about the decision that I'm making right now? Just gave me a new perspective on the decisions that I'm making, and going, okay, I don't want to make that decision because my future self is not going to be proud of that. That's not going to benefit me. Spending 2 hours on Facebook scrolling, from 10 o'clock till midnight, like my future self's not going to be happy about that. My tomorrow self is going to say, get your butt in bed, right? So you
right.
can wake up early, right? So you can have a better attitude. You're not tired. You're not dragged. Like, so I want to filter everything through that wisdom of what is my tomorrow self, what is my future self gonna thank me for, and then try to make as many decisions as possible through that filter.
Man, you could have been a rapper right there in a minute, because you just dropped some P's. You dropped some P's down: persistence, possibilities, people, purpose, and procedures. You were just popping them right and left. It was like boom, 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 boom. But you're right. you're right. In the negativity that comes in, that you see on social media, that you see on the news and stuff like that. I mean, I have a personal Facebook account. I got a business Facebook account. I don't allow negativity on my personal. I mean, on my professional. My personal, I stroll through it. That's my friends, family, whatever. On my business one is all the people that I can influence, people
Yeah.
that can influence me. And if someone sends a negative comment, posts a negative comment, I delete them, I block them. I don't need that in my life because I had so many negatives in my life growing
Yeah.
up. I don't have time for that. I don't have
That's right.
time. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. I don't have time for negativity.
That's right.
And so when it comes through, I wash it away and I focus on the bigger purpose. One of your P's that you said, the
Mhm.
possibility
Yeah.
to be able to influence somebody to be the better of themselves.
Yeah.
But I need people to do that. I need people to that I can influence. The procedure is just to move forward, keep moving forward, pay it forward, take care of our people. That is what you are doing, my friend Philip. You are taking care of people. You're popping out the peas right and left. Like I said, persistent. You're not giving up. You're going. You know where your focus point on, and you're pushing through that. Your purpose is to enlighten everybody, get them to the next level through personal, professional, or or a student athlete. Get them to the next level. That's your purpose, and the procedure is just keep doing it, keep working at it. And my friend, it has been a pleasure having you on today. How does my audience reach out to you if they need to reach out to you?
Man, I'm active on social media. Just my name, Philip Dees. That's with two L's, Deas. You can find me on Instagram. I'm super active, and then obviously you can find me on Facebook as well. And then my website is philipdees.com, and so they can find me there too.
Wow, it's awesome. So, what do you have planned on for today? Family time, work time?
Man, I got a bunch of coaching calls lined up after this, and so I'll be doing three coaching calls today, and so that's going to be the majority of my day today.
That's good, guys. Reach out to Philip D. He's a great motivator, great influencer in life. He'll take care of you if you're ever down. And did I say your town correctly?
It's Bossier City. It's
Osier
really
City,
hard. Nobody ever gets that right on the first time, bro.
Osheer. I mean,
Nobody.
it's kind of weird when you get down there in the Cajun territory.
It is, man. It is.
So if you're ever down in his area and you want to go to his church and listen to the message he has to give, make sure North Point Community Church, reach out, tell him, hey, I seen you on the Ron Garvick Unleashed podcast. I wanted to hear you in person. Reach out to him, develop a friendship, a relationship with this guy. He is on top of his game, and I've enjoyed having him on the show. But don't forget, these are my people. Bomb City Leadership Growth Conference, November 10th and 11th in Amarillo, Texas, at the Sharpen Iron Studios. Now, if you guys don't know what that is the new Hollywood. They're bringing Hollywood to Amarillo. They're doing a lot of great things out there. They're got children's TV shows going on. They're also they have Christian shows going on. So this is a great opportunity for everybody to come out. They're going to do free tours during the conference, so you can get to see the green screens, the cameras, where they do the sound effects. Great opportunity. Brad Blazer, Duran Cage, Roy Davila, John Luciano, Aubrey McKinney, and we got Tawny Lee and Dan Mason. Now, if you want to be part of this show and want to attend and listen to these great speakers, check out my website, rongarverick.com. Buy a ticket, be able to just be inspired and be motivated and take in a lot of good information to take back home and be the best version of yourself. Brad, Philip, it's been great to have you on the show, man. I definitely want to have you on next another time, and so we can share more value to our audience. Thank you very much. Do you have any last words, my friend?
Man, I just want to say thank you so much for the invitation to encourage and inspire your community, and just say, hey, no matter what is going on in your life, the hope that things can change, we can never let go of. We have to hold on to hope. So no matter what you may be facing, no matter what you're going through, do not let go of the hope that things can change and get better, because they always can.
Beautiful. That was a mic drop right there, ladies and gentlemen. Philip, thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
Ron.